Hello everybody, good morning, welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your latest Manchester United news as Ruben Amorim agrees a deal with Sporting and Manchester United to become their new manager. We're expecting official announcement today from Manchester United. What's happened in the last couple of days? Well, obviously we had, here we go with Amorim on Tuesday, but now where we are this morning is that there is full completion agreement with Sporting that Amorim will come to the club with his chosen assistants and coaches and he will be a Man United manager with them. The compensation has been sorted. The interesting kicker is that this will not happen for Chelsea. It will not happen for Paik. It will not even happen for Leicester. His first managerial job for Manchester United will be Ipswich. I think Sporting have ultimately got what they wanted here. I find it really strange. I've got to be honest. I find it really, really strange. But you've also got to admire how quickly Man United moved on this, but I do have... Look, I'm not going to not be honest. I did my match reaction this morning. I think certain players need to take a long, hard look at themselves. I see people talking about how great Casemiro was last week. Well, it wasn't Ten Hag making him miscontrol passes against Liverpool or, booting free kicks craply in the Coventry game last year or heading it back to Onana and conceding goals or not getting out from the back. I think some people need to have a long, hard look at themselves at this football club. And if we're not critical, we might want to look at where we are. This is why we fail. These standards need to go up in this football club. And when I look at the next few games, Chelsea, Leicester, I don't think there's any guarantee we're going to get 6 points just because Ruud's at the wheel. I watched the game yesterday and I think we're vulnerable. Just because we had a bit of a glow up against Leicester reserves, people think we're going to be fine until Ipswich. I think there's 3 points against Chelsea and there's 3 points against Leicester, and I would want the manager to be in place. I understand that Ineos can't do it, and I understand that they've done a quick deal, but I am still a little bit disappointed that we've got to, tread water for a couple of weeks, and then he'll come in and loads of players will be on international break. So, look, the journey for Amorim is not going to start till Ipswich. We've got a bit of a favourable run of fixtures for that, but there's not a lot we can do. I'm very, very happy that we've got the deal done, but there's not a lot we can do in getting it done quicker. Arthur says, crybaby. Mate, I've been doing this for 10 years. I genuinely do not care if you are happy, sad, or in the middle. I will always give you my honest opinion. And I absolutely saw people last night and this morning saying give Ruud the job full time. Pillocks. Absolute pillocks in my opinion. But you might think I'm a pillock. I don't care. I genuinely do not care. The whole point is I will give you my opinion and you will form your own. And that's absolutely fine by me. But look, I'm really happy about Amorim coming to Manchester United. I just wish he was here today to be managing us on Sunday. I think that's what Sir Jim Radcliffe wants. I think that's what Omar Barada wants. I think that's what Dan Ashworth wants. But I said this at the start of the process. Sporting Lisbon have had us by the balls and twisted it before. Remember when we bought Bruno? We thought we were getting Bruno in the first week of January. It took 3 weeks of negotiating. They're not a mug club. Anybody who thinks that we're going to get Gyökeres or Hulmland or Inacio or whoever or anybody else just because Amorim managed Sporting, they're a very well-run football club and they get what they want. And we won't just be swooping in there and getting their best players for cheap. We'll be paying massive fees like we did for Bruno and like we have done for Amorim. So, yeah, look, roll on Ipswich for me because I was really hoping that Amorim would be in quickly. What does it mean for Chelsea? Well, it means Ruud van Nistelrooy will be in charge. Ruud wants to stay. Ruud wants to stay at the club. He said last night, I want to stay in any way, shape or form. I mean, look, might be hard hitting for you again this Thursday morning. I don't really see why we would keep him. It's not a charity. It's Manchester United. I mean, what's Amorim got to do with Ruud van Nistelrooy? Should we get Gary Neville a job as well? Or maybe Patrice Evra can come round as well? Why do we need ex-players? If Amorim doesn't, why should he have that forced upon him? I look at Man United and I'm like, I don't agree with sacking managers. We've sacked a manager on Monday, and we've gone and got another good manager. So that's the journey we're on. Last time I checked, we haven't been in a title race for 10 years. So don't start talking to me about, it'll be nice if we give Ruud a job, or it'll be nice to keep Ruud. I don't give a shit if we keep Ruud or not, because what's that got to do with winning titles? I want Amorim to come in sell who he wants, buy who he wants, and utilise who he wants. And if he sees Ruud van Nistelrooy and goes, I can use him, great. But if Ineos say we'd like you to use him, that's just that's not the way to be. And there's too much sentimentality around this football club. And we saw it again last night. There's people shouting out, "Oh, Ruud, yeah, maybe we should give Ruud the job. Maybe you should go and support the club he goes and manages next, because we're not giving Ruud the job. We've been there before. Where's your head been? Up your arse. Like, where have you been for the last 10 years? We're not giving Ruud van Nistelrooy the job. Absolutely not. Watch the game from last night and tell me that is in any way, shape or form a hint that we can win the bloody title with Ruud van Nistelrooy. It's Leicester reserves and it's players trying really hard because the manager's been sacked. Let's see how they do on Sunday against a decent Chelsea side, because that's the acid test. Now, if he wins that game, you put yourself in a bit of a difficult situation. And I hope Ruud can win that game. But yeah, we're in a bit of a halfway house now, to be honest with you. But as I say, you've got to applaud the speed in which Ineos have acted, and also the I'm trying to think of a good word here. The brilliance, the ruthlessness, the aggression, the scoop of taking Amorim out of Sporting, which not a lot of people thought we could do. So yeah, obviously I'm disappointed that he's not going to be in until Ipswich. Although I'm not surprised. I still think it's a very, very good deal. I just want that Ipswich game now, because I still think when you look at the Premier League table that Manchester United are in a really, really bad position at the moment, and we certainly I don't think the season's over, but we're 14th place with 11 points. Chelsea are 5th with 17 points. If we were to lose to Chelsea, we'd be 9 points off them, and I think it's good night Vienna. So that Chelsea game's really important on Sunday. Now we're trusting it to Ruud van Nistelrooy, which is the situation that we're in. I don't think there's any guarantee that we're good. I heard people last night saying, well, we'll beat Chelsea and Leicester with Ruud and then Amorim comes in. I mean, that's great. That's absolutely great. I love that. But why are we beating Leicester in the Premier League when that wasn't the team that they'll pick last night? So I don't even think Leicester's guaranteed, let alone Chelsea. So I think we could be in for a bit of a rude awakening on over the next couple of Premier League games, because I think people think we're just going to batter everybody 5-2, and then Amorim's going to come in, and then we're going to win the next 10 as well, and then we'll be in a title race by late January. And I actually am not thinking that at all. The players, to me, are still massively imbalanced and unreliable, and I don't expect the glow up from last night to last longer than a couple of months. So I think that capitalising on this manager bounce that we have at the moment is really important, and that's why we've got to beat Chelsea and Leicester in the next 2 games. But I think the chances of doing that have diminished a little bit now that we're not going to get Amorim. But there's nothing we can do. You know, I'm not angry with Ineos. I'm not angry with Ruud. I'm not angry with Amorim. I'm not angry with Sporting. The situation is that we're paying good. I mean, we're giving them 10 million and we're not getting him for 2 weeks. I mean, that is incredible, isn't it? I mean, that's how good Sporting are at getting what they want. We're getting the backroom staff, we're getting Amorim, we're giving him 10 million, and we still won't have him for about three weeks. So they've got a good deal out of this. We've got a good deal. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos, and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.